ISDA Conference 2020, and our paper ID is 134. And paper title is a comprehensive analysis of keystroke recognition system. And we are author of four. Uh, Dr. Professor Agilan Desuri, Associated Professor, School of Information Technology and Engineering, VIT Vellore, and V. Rahul, students of VIT, and S. Syed Muhammad Nihal, students of VIT, and M. Rahman Khan, students of VIT.
So our topic is a comprehensive analysis of keystroke recognition system.
This is the abstract of our paper. So we know the widening of the internet plays an important role in the online employment. As a potential for business, it increases the online malicious attack and intrusions. So they all have their way of stealing the user's identity. Username and password, which are very weak, can be easily cracked by all the crackers. So users' credentials can be looted and then hacked in several different ways. Keystroke recognition is a good technology to facilitate a better authentication and to protect the data theft from the attackers, and also have very small amount of drawbacks. So this keystroke recognition allows authenticating users by the way of typing on the keyboard on the computer. So this paper presents a biometric access control measure, access of computer through keystroke recognition, and talks about how identity thefts and user data theft can be prevented by using keystroke recognition system.
Then comes introduction. Normally for logging in PC we use password as authentication, but it is easy for hackers to hack it and obtain passwords. People usually use easy passwords like friend's name, pet's name, their own name, and many more in order to remember it. But it is easy for hackers to hack it. So people don't use strong passwords because they usually forget it. So they tend to use strong passwords. Fingerprint recognition, voice recognition requires separate hardware costs like fingerprint sensor and mics, etc. While keystroke recognition is not expensive as it uses the general normal keyboard. And the objective of this biometric system is to identify user based on their typing frequency, typing speed, typing gap between their different key presses like press release and release press, then pressure applied to each keys. The keystroke recognition system is also known as keystroke dynamics, which measures the time of pressing and releasing a key. In this study, we discussed the general working of keystroke dynamics and how various detectors and algorithms are used for identifying an individual.
General architecture of our system has three phases. One is enrollment, and second is data processing, and third is authentication. The enrollment process, user must type their specific or some group of words, which can be either text or sentence. In majority cases, the individual's identification is done based on his username and password. And in enrollment phase, the system will collect the keystroke data from the user. Those keystroke data maybe data size, data type, timing information about the key press and key release. So in the enrollment phase, we will need to type for a specific amount of time in order to get enrollment reference. So this data processing, whatever the keystroke data that we have entered, it is to process the collected keystroke data and store it as the reference template for future research. So before processing data, the system will check for data quality. If the collected keystroke data doesn't have a proper quality, then the system will ask again for enrollment. So in data processing, the system will calculate the timing information of that enrolled user, which includes a mean, standard, and variance, k-mean, and so on. So this calculation is based on the type of classifier that the system uses. So the role of this classifier is to identify an individual. Actually, there are various classifiers are available in the market. Example, statistical classifier, keystroke cluster, map similarity classifier, sorting order classifier, and so on. So in authentication, these classifiers based on the typing speed and all those things as I explained before. This is the architecture of our system.
So stages of keystroke recognition system. The first stage is data acquisition. Data acquisition is the primary phase where the input data is obtained through variety of different capturing gadgets like a normal PC or customized pressure sensitive or virtual keyboards and special purpose numpads, cellular phones, smartphones. It may consist of the following characteristics such as data size, data type, input reputation, etc. Then feature extraction and quality assessment. Raw keystroke data that we have collected for later usage are refined and saved as reference step later. In order to increase the quality of feature data, several pre-processing methods can be applied prior to feature extraction. These steps might contain selection of features, then reduction of dimension and outlier detection. Then comes classification and matching. In this module, the feature extracted data are classified and differentiated for the future use in order to decide whether the user is valid or invalid user. The huge amount of different algorithms are applied by many researchers with main intentions for accelerating the accuracy of authentication. Over the last decades, different classification approaches are used in keystroke dynamics. Keystroke dynamics recognition is observed as pattern recognition problem, and most of famous approaches of keystroke dynamics can be widely classified as statistical approach, then machine learning technique, and then other methods. Then comes decision. The system is given with the feature data and it will be matched with the stored template through classification algorithms. An end result is going to be made based on the algorithm to determine if the individual is authorized or not.
In retraining module, actually retraining module, this means recapturing or reprocessing the user's template. Since the keystroke dynamics is a behavioral trait, we all know behavioral trait means like it is not like a physiological trait, because physiological trait, it is not possible to obtain the same typing pattern even from the same person for the second time. So since there is a change in typing rhythm over time of an individual, so it is important to update the stored template continuously, and this will be helpful for validation, whereas uniqueness is used to recognize a valid user. So there is a need for a solution in solving problem of variability in genuine individuals typing speed as time moves.
Then
Coming to evaluation metrics, so the effectiveness of the system is generally determined by the system's recognition rate. Several other essential criteria for evaluating the system is given below. First is effectiveness. So effectiveness means capability of the system to properly differentiate a valid user and the invalid user. So this system is very effective, and it takes around 20 minutes of training period for users. And this effectiveness includes FRR, FAR and ERR. FRR means false rejection rate. FAR means false acceptance rate, and ERR means equal error rate.
So coming to false rejection rate FRR, it indicates the ratio of percentage of falsely rejected valid individuals to the number of valid users using the device. Since the user's typing speed will get more accurate and fast as time goes on, it can be updated by users in the database. This false rejection rate is same as the false non-match rate, which is FNMR. A lesser FRR indicates lesser rejection of valid users and easier comfortable access by the valid users. The formula for FRR is falsely denied valid users divided by total number of valid users. Then comes false acceptance rate FAR. It refers to the ratio of percentage of falsely recognized individuals to the number of invalid individuals using the system. Then it's followed by formula FAR is equal to falsely accepted invalid users divided by total number of invalid users. Then comes equal error rate, which is EER. The other name is CER, which is nothing but crossover error rate. It indicates total accuracy and comparative measurement against other systems.
And coming to comparative study, actually we made a detailed analysis on various papers of keystroke dynamics, and we have discussed the technologies, advantages, issues, and metrics used in those papers, and those were mentioned in this table. And the paper reference 19, they use a technique machine learning, and the pros in this paper in this technique is a low modality, and hence its fusion in different ways is possible, and the concise implementation is very cost. The paper reference 20, they used a clustering based anomaly technique, and here the pros is easy testing for the system, because just learning a keystroke behavior of genuine user alone by which only one class of users to address the problem of imposter entering. FF plays a great advantage. And Khan says the literature is lacking in methods dealing with the anomaly detection. The paper reference 21, they use the technique fusion method, minimum to maximum normalization technique. And here the pros is they can achieve a accuracy of 99.11% and can be more secure. And Khan says it's an imbalance between a genuine and imposed class data. And the paper reference 22, they use a tailored data augmentation technique. Here the pros is EER can outperform the best baselines of 28% in the one hold context, and EER outperforms at 31% better when in 200 enrollment samples and is more viable. And Khan says a deep neural network requires a large sample to train, and it makes a keystroke recognition not durable in practice.
So for the reference paper 23, the technique used is normalization methodology. The advantage is it has an easy setup process, immutability and transparency. Then the disadvantage is it has lower accuracy, users vulnerability to exhaustion, users typing accuracy, efficiency changes in case of users injury. Then coming to paper reference 24, technique used is machine learning techniques. The advantage is the best feature provides high information gain and less entropy, but the disadvantage is the accelerometer is that its sensor reads only against each hit on a character. Then reference paper 25, technique used is again machine learning technique. Advantage is it overcomes the disadvantage of there are no features primarily dedicated to carrying discerning information, but the disadvantage is if the system finds any abnormal rhythm, the user will be removed. Then for paper reference 26, the technique used is fuzzy matching technique. The advantage is it has better security than other techniques. The disadvantage is that the accuracy issue remains unsolved in it too.
So coming to the conclusion, this keystroke recognition system provides a costless and easy way of securing the computer applications as well as the devices. So it also has the ability to constantly monitor the user's typing behavior without making any disturbance throughout the session. So currently, this authentication is growing because of its benefits, easiness, and simplicity. So in this paper, we discuss the concept, general structure, modules, classifications, a comparative study, advantages and disadvantages regarding the keystroke recognition. So from this article, it is recommended that future works on keystroke dynamic authentication focuses on the online learning in order to bring the improvement in the security of online learning or studying environment. So from the discussion, if you use the stated best algorithm while classification and matching, then we will get a better performance in terms of recognition rate. So among the various detector that are listed, the ranking order of those 14 detectors indicates the best performance to the worst.
Thank you.
Thank you.